Good morning, y'all. It's your boy Wendy, and welcome back to our channel, where we pride ourselves on bringing you all the best picks possible to try and earn some of your cheese back from this tough NFL and NBA season up to this point. If we go back to our picks from Sunday, we saw ourselves going 8-3, with Bando going 3-0, and myself letting down the team going 5-3. One of Bando's picks didn't end up playing, and then Bam had 4 rebounds instead of 8, very uncharacteristic of him. And my 2 football picks missing, with Ja'Marr Chase being under by 15, not really getting targeted that much due to the heavy pressure on, Kansas City's side, knowing who they're going to go for, who's been messing them up in their last encounters. And then Joe Burrow throwing a couple interceptions, only having 1 touchdown instead of 2 that we were looking for. But without further ado, let's get to our picks for January 30th. Today we decided to split it up a little bit. I'll be taking the first 4 games and Ben will be taking the last 4. And then saying that, we have Orlando going up against Philadelphia. I love betting with Philadelphia so far this year, and Orlando. I don't believe I've missed with them. They've always been kind of a lock, going a little bit riskier with Embiid for 30 points, even though it's not terribly risky. So far, he's gone 8-9 this month on this line. We've seen him playing very hot. He's been averaging 35 for the past 2 months, and he put up a lot versus Jokic last night. We've just been seeing him dominate pretty much every center he's gone up against, and we're looking for another 30-plus game for him. Next up, I had Harden with 8+ assists. He's only missed this line 4 times this season, and he's been playmaking just as good as anyone else. There's no reason for him to stop playing this way, because he's looking like an all-star, obviously, and we're just looking for a really good night playmaking for him, having Embiid back in consistently, with Embiid taking a lot of those shots, and especially going up against a younger Magic squad. Next up, we have the Lakers continuing their tour of the East Coast, going up against the Nets. We'll be taking Kyrie Irving for 25+ points. First off, congratulations to Kyrie Irving for scoring 15,000 points, a new milestone for his career, and also stepping up in KD's absence since he's been injured. We've seen him play really well. He's had a string of 6 or 7 games now where he's put up 30+, and every time he seems to play with LeBron, he seems to step it up just a little bit more. So we're going to be looking for him to continue taking these big shots, carrying his team down the stretch. If you do feel uncomfortable with taking Kyrie for 25, we're always going to be recommending Nick Claxton in KD's absence, because he's been taking up a lot of his shots recently. The only reason we did not end up going with this was because of Anthony Davis being on the floor now, and the last time I think they matched up, Claxton had 8. Next up, we'll be seeing Sacramento going up against Minnesota. We just saw this game a couple days ago, I believe. D'Lo and Fox both had very good games. Fox is averaging 23 this season, I think, and D'Lo is averaging 17. I think they had 25 and 29 between the 2 of them. D'Lo's only missed this line 3 games this month, and he's played really well against them, obviously. And, you expect defenses to normally adjust, which they will. We'll be opening up more lanes for Edwards, more than likely. But D'Lo's been very consistent at getting 17, as his numbers suggest. So we'll be going for him to continue carrying that load of the offense. And then Fox, we're going to be going for 20. Of course, defenses are going to be changing, but Fox has been very good at exploiting defenses this season and taking things when he can. We do really like Sabonis here. He's been having a rough couple games. We're trying to wait that out. So we'll just be looking for Fox to have another good game by his stats. Lastly, on my end, with the Warriors and Thunder game coming up, we'll have Klay Thompson going for 15+ points. So far, Klay has been having the best month of his season so far, averaging 26 a game. He's only missed this line once, and he's been having a lot of success recently getting back into the swing of things, especially with this complex Warriors system that they have going on, trying to open up shooting as much as they can. We're going to be looking for them to exploit that against a younger Thunder team that might not have that, defensive strategy for a team this complex. Next up, we move on to Bando's side of things. We're going for the Suns and Raptors game, with Mikal Bridges going for 15 plus points, as well as Gary Trent Jr. for 15 plus points. Mikal's been seeing a lot more offense now that Devin Booker has been out for a while. And while he might not deliver at the same volume, we've seen Mikal hit this in 9 out of his last 10 appearances. As well as Gary Trent and Van Vliet have also been playing very well. And especially with the Raptors being the road team and not playing well normally, they're going to be looking for these two to play at a high level. Gary Trent specifically, he's only been under this line once this month, so we're looking for him to have another great game. We got another fun pick to take in Atlanta and Portland. DeJounte Murray, 15 plus points. DeJounte Murray has been, I think, on 19.5 over under player so far this season. Main reason why we love taking him is because of the volume of shots he tends to put up. Usually he's putting up the most on the team if Trae Young is not really doing Trae Young things. But he put up 20 last time they played each other, and I think he's only missed this line once this month, which, with the amount of shots he takes, I wouldn't expect him to be on. After that, we'll be going with Dallas and the Pistons. He ended up taking Dinwiddie for 20 plus points and 2 threes. Currently, he's been taking advantage of Luka being out, showing that he is another great scorer on this team and is not to be taken lightly. We're still not sure if Luka's going to end up playing, but we believe even if he does, he'll be under some sort of limited minutes in a way where they're going to be trying to take it a little bit easier on him, putting more weight on Dinwiddie again. He's put this up in 8 out of his last 10, and going for threes, Dinwiddie's been shooting extremely well between spotting up and creating for himself. He's hit this in 9 out of his last 10, and he's been shooting 40% from the 3 this month. Lastly, we'll be looking at the Wizards and Spurs game, taking Tre Jones for 4 assists. You know, this Spurs team has been hard to bet on this season because, you know, there's not really much to look at the face value of things. I mean, you have Jakob Poeltl some games, you have McBuckets out there, but Tre Jones has been probably your more consistent player, putting up 10 out of his last 10 games with this line, and he's been pretty much a lock if you've been watching this, which I imagine a lot of people aren't watching the Spurs. And currently he's sitting top 20 for assists in the league right now. We're going to look at him to continue and have another good showing by his standards tonight. So that wraps up our video for today, y'all. I appreciate y'all stopping by. Make sure to check out our Instagrams. I'm sure Ben will be putting them somewhere. And then, I'm not sure about picks at this moment that we've been putting up between the ladder challenge. I currently can't put anything up because of the state I'm in that I traveled to. You're not allowed to sports bet. So if Bando ends up doing them, he will throw them in the video more than likely. So just be watching out for that. And then y'all just have a great one and happy parlaying.